Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you today. And as always, we want to thank our sponsor, BTC Fiber. And you can always see these interviews on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And we'd like to also thank one of our sponsors, and that's Kim Fuller Barkley at Needful Things General Store on Highway 127. Go by and check her out. You might find some things you need. You might find some things you don't need, but just want anyway. So go by and check her out. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. And today we have with us Angela Pope with Coops Creek's Cabin of Dunlap. So thank you for being with us, Angela.
Thank you for having us on.
And we finally got together. We've been on and off for a while. You've had some interference, and I've had some as well. So we finally got together. First of all, let's do a little background as to why y'all you come up with this. And of course, you said you live up the hill a little bit, but what brought you the idea of doing this?
Well, this is property that has been in my husband's family for a lot of years, and it came to us a few years ago, and we were just looking at something we could do. You know, we talked about different options of things that we could do. We actually talked about doing a campground up here and a couple other things. But with all the emerging tourism that's coming into the area and everything that's going on, we just thought it would be fun. Fun for us, fun for the town to have something like this in place. So right now we have one open unit. We have 3 more that are on the way, and then we're looking to do some tree houses and maybe some novelty structures as well.
Well, I know that's neat. I know I've seen a lot of the tree houses in other places that are pretty neat. Mm-hmm. And you know, when I first heard them, I thought tree house, and I said I'm not sure about that. And then I saw some of them and how they were structured, and I thought, well, that's pretty neat. Yeah. And you know, when you I guess you can't see it until you see it. You know,
that's true.
When it kind of, you in your mind, you have your own ideas about how that progresses, and then you. Mm-hmm. And then when you see it completed, you think, well, that's pretty neat the way that's put together.
It is. And when we go out of town and we go on vacation, we've started staying at a lot of the Airbnbs ourselves. Just partly because you like to support your, local small businesses, and also it's so homey. It's different than staying in like a very sterile feeling sort of a hotel room. And so and we get ideas when we go to stay other places. We talk to those folks that run those Airbnbs, and we get ideas, and just some of the friendliest folks you'll ever meet run the Airbnb.
Well, and I found that most of the Airbnbs, the people that I know that run them, they're more personal. Yes. I mean, because it's their sweat and blood in that piece of property.
That's true.
And it's not like a company-owned motel or hotel, right. Where the owners live far away. It's just
right.
And so. And I like this, and it's right here. It's kind of homely. I mean, it's like you're actually in the woods, but you're not that far from town. I mean, it's just down the road.
We are in the city limits. We are 1 mile from the red light in the middle of town, beside the Chamber of Commerce and the library. Wow! So you really get the best of both worlds, because you are up in the trees, you're in the woods, creek on each side of you. Beautiful scenery, beautiful trees, but you have the convenience of town. We're so close to the restaurants and Walmart, anything really that you could need in the middle of town.
Right. And this is the way I like this in here, because it's small, it's homely. You don't need a whole lot really when you're away.
Right.
And it's where you can. It's like a lot of the features of home, like your kitchen area right over there, and you just sit and relax, and then. You could read a book. You've got, like I said, the creeks, so that gives you, if you wanted to listen to the creeks roll, you got that.
Right. We try to put a personal touch on things here. We supply with games, puzzles, books. We have lots of brochures, maps, things that you can do in the area, things like that. But also the creek that is behind all of these cabins actually connects you over to the Coke Ovens Park. So you can literally go across the creek and walk over, and you can hike all the trails, go visit the museum, all the things that they offer at the Coke Ovens Museum and Park you're just right next door to it.
Right, and I imagine you could sit here and listen to the Coke Ovens Bluegrass Festival.
You can actually hear the music from up here. You sure can.
And but this is like say when you look at this, it's like you're in the forest somewhere. I mean, because you're up here, you got woods all around you. But like say you're just a mile away from downtown.
Well, thank you. That's what we're trying to provide, that feel. We want it to be, feel like you're staying at a cabin at one of the state parks or something like that. So we tried not to cut trees where we could. We tried to leave as many trees standing as possible when we came in to build.
Does each cabin have a different theme, or are they pretty much all the same like this, or are they? Well,
they're out the 4 that we have right now that are either being rented or about to be rented. They all have an animal theme. So this one is just Critter Cottage, so it's all the different woodland animals. Our next one is going to be Black Bear Bungalow.
Oh, yeah.
The next one is going to be Raccoon Lodge, and then the 4th one that's at the top of the hill is going to be Peacock Paradise. And I think we're going to have fun with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat that each one has a theme, because that way when I'm sure you advertise that on your social media.
We do.
And so when people maybe they have a preference, as far as that, and they may want to check that out. And speaking of social media, do you have when you do your social media, and I know you have that, do you have the pictures of each of the cabins, or will you when they get finished?
Yes, we do have pictures of Critter Cottage, because that's the one that's actually open to be rented right now. Very soon we will start putting the second one on there, because it is almost ready to rent. We hope within the next few weeks it's going to be taking reservations. And by the way, you can actually book straight through Airbnb through their site. You can search for us on there.
Okay.
Or you can go to coopscreekcabins.com, and that will also take you back to a link through Airbnb. Or if you prefer just to make a reservation directly, you can call me. There's a number on there, and you can call me and I can make the reservation over the telephone.
Oh, okay, that's neat. And because like I say, now you mentioned the specialty the specialty, what'd you call them? Specialty
structures.
Structures,
yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, because maybe people may not understand what that term means.
Oh, okay. Well, what that means basically is we're looking at some of the alternative things that people sometimes use to make an Airbnb, such as a train car, a trolley car, maybe a silo. We've just kind of been doing some research on what you can get. It's kind of like a cost-based thing. Buying these structures usually isn't that big of a deal, but it's getting them moved and transported and put in place. So we're still exploring our options on that, but we hope very soon to have something, and it should be something that kind of ties in with the theme of our area where we live, kind of tie in with maybe a little bit with the Coke Ovens, maybe if we could manage that, to kind of go with this bursting tourism that we have in Dunlap now.
Well, I would never thought you could build a house out of cargo containers 3 years ago, but
people do, and it looks good. It looks great.
It really does. It's to your own imagination, I guess.
Yeah.
And I imagine this has been a labor of love, because I know you've had some struggles getting some of the stuff done, and when you get one thing done, then something else pops up.
Yes, that does happen. I think that happens with a lot of businesses, but yes, that has happened. It has been a challenge, but we love doing this. I love the hospitality side of it. I love providing that personalized touch and the good stay for people. So I enjoy it. I like communicating with the folks. Sometimes we get to meet the folks that stay here. We like that. And I mean, really, to run an Airbnb or anything like this, you have to enjoy people, and you have to enjoy providing hospitality to people. So I mean, I just love it. I think it's wonderful.
Well, and that's neat, because you get to meet in Airbnbs. You get to meet a lot of people that are from everywhere.
It is amazing how many people we've been open since October with this cabin, and we've already had either 4 or 5 couples come and stay here for their honeymoon.
Really? From
out of state. People the first ones came from Michigan, and they came to Little Dunlap, Tennessee to spend a week for their honeymoon.
Wow.
And it's just amazing. Most of our business does come from out of state. And so, and some folks are they're house hunting, looking to move here. Some people are staying because they're working in the area, and then we just have a lot of vacationers.
Well, that's neat because you get a wide variety of people then.
We do. We really do.
Because I'm sure you've gotten people, as you mentioned, honeymooners, and then you've got probably some folks that are of retirement age, just out enjoying their life.
Right. We've had some. I think we've had a few digital nomads. You know, that they're just working, traveling and working. It's just really been a mixture. We've had a few children come and stay too. It's like I said, it's just fun to meet the different people who come.
And you get here is an opportunity. You have all the seasons here, so it'd be a good opportunity at any time, really.
It really is. We have our little fireplace, our electric fireplace, so you can get cozy in the winter here. You can go around and see what animals are still scurrying around. We feed the birds and inadvertently feed the squirrels. So we have a lot of wildlife around here in this area. And in any given day, you might see deer up here, foxes, skunks. We see raccoons. There's some tracks right out in front that we saw a couple days ago where it looked like raccoon tracks.
Oh yeah.
And all the different kinds of birds and squirrels. So we have a lot up here. You just have to be real still and sit out there and kind of watch for them.
Yeah, that's what I like about sitting on my front porch, just sitting and watching nature, really. Just enjoying it, just relaxing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it up here. We're actually situated between two creeks because of the water and the woods. We just have a large variety of animals around here. A lot of possums. We have a lot of possums. And armadillos. There's a lot of armadillos up here. Which when I was young, you never thought you'd see armadillos here, but they're everywhere.
Now I see them more and more all the time. And most of them are I've seen on the road.
Unfortunately.
But they're just a little slower.
They are.
But you know, that's kind of neat because anybody, even if someone local wanted to just come in for the weekend, just relax and just kind of do their thing, get away from everything, just come over here and just to themselves, they could come, because you can sit right out here on this porch and with the atmosphere, it's just, you can just relax. There's no...
Thank you. And we have had a few local people come. They're just curious. They just want to get away, just not, just do something different, but they want to stay close to home. And we have had several folks do that are local as well. As a matter of fact, there's a local gentleman who called me last week who booked it for the honeymoon for he and his wife.
Oh yeah.
And they just live like 5 minutes from here.
Oh really? Well.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat. So you're getting local as well as out-of-state people and everything. So that's good. I imagine the Airbnb network helps with the out-of-state.
It does. And then of course we talk with a lot of the local business owners. We try to promote them. They promote us back. But we try to do brochures for like different restaurants, different things that are going on for the festivals and events. We haven't done that, which we have a lot now.
Right.
We always put brochures inside the cabin for that, kind of let folks know what's going on, and just other businesses around town too. We keep a notebook, and under things to do, places to eat, we put brochures for all the local folks. So we get a lot of business off that too, because they promote us back as well.
Well, like I say, this is neat. Like I say, it's just neat, compact. You don't have to. It'd almost be for one or two people or a couple. It'd be a good little home, really.
Sometimes I tell my husband when we have a lot going on, I'm like, I think I'd just like to go move into the cabin. Because you could live here. Probably not as much storage as most folks would like, but it's got all your necessities, everything that you would need.
Well, probably most of us, if we really got down to it, we probably could cut down a lot.
That's probably true.
We probably have more than we really need.
That's true. I think most of us do.
Yeah.
That's true.
And like I say, you got everything. You got the kitchen, you got the bath, and you got the living area right here, and then you got your bedroom upstairs.
Yeah, and this bed folds out. This couch folds out into a bed as well.
Oh, okay.
So we actually can sleep four.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'd be neat if someone had children or something, that if they, or two couples, whatever. Well, that's neat. Well, this is, like I say, it's really a lovely area. It's, like I say, it's just the surroundings. It's almost like you're in the Smokies, in a sense. I mean, you get that feeling. At least I do. Maybe others don't, but I do.
Oh, thank you.
Seeing around just a cabin, you're in the woods, and you're just to yourself. Hopefully, you don't see any bears.
We have not seen any bears around here, but You know, it might be kind of cool if we did actually see maybe a little bear.
Well, with little bears, there's a mama bear.
That's true. That's true. I know there are bears around, but we haven't actually seen any on our property as of yet.
Well, that's good. Maybe they'll either stay on top of the mountain or on the other mountains.
Right.
But, well, like I say, I really enjoyed this. This is nice and homely. I've been looking forward to finally get to interview you. I know we've set this probably about a year. I think we've had about a year of.
It's been a long time.
But that's all right. We finally got it in its modern features. I mean, I'm looking at the kitchen over there. It's everything's modern. It's not anything antique or anything like that. So it's just you're just like you're at home.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going for. You know, we have it fully stocked with everything you could need if you want to cook a small meal, or if you just want a refrigerator to put your drinks in, whatever. We have it stocked with. There's a little cooktop. We have microwave, air fryer, toaster oven, all that sort of thing. So so far I think we've had everything everybody has asked for at this point. I don't think we're missing anything. But we do take suggestions from guests. If they come up with anything they think we need, we'll be happy to supply it.
And I noticed on your sign up there you have Wi-Fi here. So.
Yes, we have Wi-Fi because that's one of the first things most people want to do when they check in is they want to get onto the Wi-Fi. And like I said, we do actually host a lot of people who work and travel for work, and so that's a necessity for them as well.
Well, and like you said, you're close enough to town. If they wanted something other than what they could fix here, they can go to town to some of the local restaurants or whatever.
Oh yes, definitely.
And what else have we not talked about? I know you have some plans to expand.
Yes.
And that'll be forthcoming. Because it takes a while to get all that squared away, doesn't it?
It does. We got to finish the other three that we have. We're working on those right now. Like I said, cabin 2 should be open in the next few weeks. Cabin 3 we're hoping for before the end of summer, and probably cabin 4 we're looking at possibly into the fall, possibly. And then it just kind of depends on how that goes, how that time frame goes. But yes, we are hoping to do the maybe we're thinking maybe 2 tree houses, maybe what we do, kind of depending on how that goes. And then probably the more novelty type structures will come after that. Just a little bit of history on the area. At one time, the road, of course, we talked about how the road came up. It used to be different. It came alongside the creek, but there used to be like a bed and breakfast type of a what do you call it? A boarding house up here, kind of a hotel type structure up here years ago. And then there's been various homesteads up here over the years too. And a lot of people have known this area by different names up in the area. But now, of course, we kind of just call it the Coops Creek area now. Yeah.
Well, you got the Coops Creek running beside you here, so.
Right. It's fitting.
Yeah. Now, each cabin what's the maximum capacity? Just 4?
Right now it's 4. If you brought like an infant or a toddler, we could do that. But right now these just sleep 4, are going to sleep 4 each. When we get past these 4 structures and go into our next ones, that's when we're going to start doing like 2 bedrooms and kind of expanding how many guests we can host at that point.
Well, that'll be neat, because once you get all that accomplished, you're going to have a bunch of folks here.
Well, that's what we hope for. We're hoping for, kind of like when you go camping and it's kind of like everybody's nice and friendly and knows each other and everybody speaks and talks to you. We're hoping to have that sort of a atmosphere up here at that point. It's kind of like what we're looking for.
Well, that'd be neat. I can already feel it, just being here. I can feel it, and I look forward to seeing it when it gets that way.
Oh, thank you.
And I know y'all have worked hard at it. And now your husband has another job, right?
Right now he still has a day job. I used to have a day job, which I don't anymore, because this is pretty much my full-time capacity now. This is pretty much what I do. But he does have a full-time job right now, but he's looking to possibly stop working at that job and do this with me full-time when we get more, I guess you just get further into it, have more of them open.
Right, because by then you'll have enough to keep you busy.
Well, you know, it's surprising how busy it keeps you just with one operating. Of course, we're still working on the others, and that takes a lot of time. But yeah, but we have some help too.
Yeah.
I have an aunt, Mary Sweat, who really, she's kind of like our property manager. If we're going or out of town, she handles things, and she helps me with a little bit of everything that goes on around here. So shout out to my Aunt Mary.
Well, and a lot of people may think, they may wonder, since the structures are small, they may think, well, why does it take so long? But there's a lot of work in these things.
Cleaning this is like cleaning any other house. It may be a smaller scale, but you still have to wipe every surface. You have to clean. You have to wipe out everything in the kitchen every time there's a guest who stays, whether whether it looks like they used it or not. You really, it's cleaning a small house every single time. And so, there are weeks that people check in and check out on a daily basis. We don't have any empty days, and so you may clean this whole entire place, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, but we are meticulous about making it look like, when every guest comes in, we want it to look like they are the first ones who ever stayed there. We want it to be that clean every time.
Well, I'm sure you probably have, and I have, been places in motels, and you go and you start looking and think, man,
Yes,
you start.
yes.
I don't know about this, and
yes, and we strive to never have anything like that happen. I mean, and we live, this is the woods. We have a lot of spiders. Spider webs are a way of life around here. So if we have like a guest comes out, they stay and they check out, and we don't have another guest for a couple of days, we always come down here and, we're checking for spider webs, and, because we want it to look perfect.
Yeah.
Every time someone checks in, we want it to be perfect.
Well, spiders are just like all other insects. They'll get in any crack.
That's true. That's true.
So you can't prevent them. They just get there, and you just have to take care of it, like you said.
That's true.
And if you knock out their home for a while, they'll go somewhere else.
Yes, that helps.
Well, is there any? How do people get in touch with you if they?
Okay. Well, they can go to CoopsCreekCabins.com, and they can either book directly on Airbnb there, or they can call me. But also, if you want to just call me directly, the number is 423-280-4764.
Okay.
And if they have questions or want to book a stay, whatever, I'll be happy to talk.
All right. And pretty soon you'll have the pictures of all the other cats. Once you get them finished, you'll have pictures on your website.
Yes. We will do a separate listing for those on the website and on Airbnb as well.
And that way you give people an idea of what's going on and what they can expect.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Well, I really appreciate your time today, and appreciate you being with us. And
Thank you.
It's been very informative, and I really love this place. This really neat. I like the way you've done the cabinets.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And thank you for having us on your show. We appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate having you, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And again, folks, you can see this interview on BTC Fiber's cable channel 18, as well as BTC Fiber's YouTube page, and also thanks to Needful Things General Store for their sponsorship of this program. So until next time, have a good day. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.